Today we're comparing two robot vacuums at roughly the same price, just under $200, but I'll leave a link in the description of the video with current pricing and more information. I was provided the robot vacuums to review on the channel, but all the opinions you're gonna hear are from my own testing, and no one reviewed this video before posting. So let's get started with this comparison and find out which is the better robot vacuum. The Eufy 11s has 1200 PA suction power. The Yeedi Vac has up to 3000 PA suction power, depending on which mode you have it in. The Eufy 11s can clean up to 100 minutes, while the Yeedi Vac can clean up to 110. So fairly comparable as far as battery life goes, and you can see somewhat similar charging bases for both. Although with the Yeedi Vac, you can use it with a self-empty station, like on some of the more expensive robot vacuums out there, where on the Eufy RoboVac you don't have that option. The Yeedi Vac also can work with a mopping feature that you can purchase separately, where the water tank fits right underneath the back. The Eufy 11s doesn't have that feature. Both of these are going to work best on hard floors and low pile carpet. Eufy has Boost IQ technology, where it increases suction power when extra strength is needed. The Yeedi Vac also has a similar technology, which does a similar thing. You can choose between 1000 PA for light use, 2000 PA for medium, or 3000 PA suction power for more heavy duty cleaning. You can also see underneath the robot vacuums, they're going to be somewhat similar, but you'll notice a few differences. You'll have more sensors underneath on the Yeedi Vac than on the Eufy robot vacuum. Plus, it's got the camera sensor there on the top for mapping. You'll get extra side cleaning brushes with the Eufy robot vacuum, where you don't get that with the Yeedi Vac. Another difference is the two robot vacuums are going to clean in a little bit different style, where the Eufy cleans in a more traditional style, where it kind of bumps into things and is going to be prone to missing areas. Plus, it's going to be a little more aggressive to your baseboards and objects that it may bump into, where on the Yeedi Vac, it's got more advanced sensors that cleans in a more uniform pattern, and it can run off the map it creates to resume cleaning right where it left off. One advantage I believe the Yeedi Vac has over the Eufy is it's got a mobile app that has floor mapping, accessory usage amounts, plus you can do the scheduling right in the app pretty quickly and choose which days you want it to clean, all within a few taps on your phone screen. You can also change the suction power, mark off areas you don't need to clean. You can also quickly see the robot vacuum's battery life remaining and adjust several other things in the settings. Plus, you can use this robot vacuum with an Amazon Echo or Google Home device so that it's going to work with voice control. The Eufy unfortunately doesn't have a mobile app that's going to work with the 11s model, and it comes with a more traditional remote control, which is good to have, but not as easy to set the schedule as having a mobile app like on the Yeedi Vac. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the Eufy robot vacuum is a little bit thicker at about 3 inches tall, and the Yeedi Vac is about a 1/4 inch less. It's around 2.75 inches. So you may want to keep that in mind depending on what type of furniture you have. Now, I did a more extreme test here on these two vacuums just to see how much they could really pick up. And I gotta admit, both actually did better than I expected. Before, the brush had too much dog hair. It just sort of got tangled around on both. But surprisingly, they ended up cleaning about the same amount before I needed to clean them, and then they could continue cleaning. I thought there would be one that got a little bit further, but no, pretty much the same in this test. And then even though both go about cleaning in a little bit different pattern, they both seem to clean up dog food in roughly the same time as well. Both sort of kick around the kibble a little bit, but did pretty well in this test as well. So it's sort of a toss up on which one did better. Then I did a more extreme test as well using a dark rug, so it's easier to see the dirt if any was left over, and both did about what I expected. They aren't really made for carpet, but as you can see, as long as they keep running over a rug or carpet enough, they're gonna do a decent job. It's just gonna take a little bit longer than on hard surfaces. Another thing to keep in mind is if you leave things like charging cables or shoes with laces dangling out, both of these sweepers will gladly eat those up and probably get stuck in the process. But if you just have stuff like dog toys or other objects laying around, it's not a big deal for these two. They both managed to work their way around and clean the floor as best as they could. As you can see, they just gently push stuff out of the way. So after testing both of these for a while, I think it was a lot closer than I expected, especially if you compare just how well they clean, how they avoid objects, that sort of stuff. And it may just come down to, do you want a more basic robot vacuum like the Eufy, or one that uses a mobile app, which is going to give you alerts when it gets stuck and gives you more settings to upgrade later on, such as using a mopping feature and the ability to use a self-empty station like on the Yeedi Vac. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look when comparing these two more affordable robot vacuums, the Eufy 11s and the Yeedi Vac. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.